Hello everyone. So we have to write a simple Python program to check whether a given number is odd or even. So when we can say a number is odd or a number is even, only when the number is completely divisible by 2. If a number is divisible by 2, that is, if the remainder is 0, it means that the number is even. If the remainder is not 0, then we can say that the number is odd. That's a simple logic behind checking whether a number is odd or even. So in Python, we have a modulo operator. This is modulo operator. So what it will do, it will check, it will give us the remainder. What is the remainder after we divide a number with a particular number? So here what we have to check, that whether the remainder is 0 or not. How we can say that? Why I'm saying that the remainder should be 0? Because if a number is completely divisible by 2, then the remainder will be obviously 0. If the number is not completely divisible by 2, then the remainder is obviously not 0. Okay, so it's a simple thing. For example, if I say whether 10 is a even number or an odd number, so it's very easy. We can by simply say that it is an even number because it's a very small number. But if we have to, we have to input a number and we have to check in a Python program, then we just simply have to do is we will divide this number by 2. Okay, so what we'll get here, what we'll get here is 5, but the remainder, this will be 5 will be the quotient, I guess, yes, and 0 will be the remainder. Simple. And if I say numbers such as, for example, 11, can we say that 11 is an odd number or an even number? By simply observing, we can say that 11 is not an even number. Why? Because whenever we divide it by 2, okay, we'll get some value like 5.5, I guess, as a quotient. Okay, and the remainder will be other than this. I think 1 will be the remainder. Okay, so it simply means that this number, whenever we get 0 as a remainder, it means that the number is even. Okay, yeah, and if suppose the remainder is other than 0, and the number is odd. Very simple logic. We don't have to do any other thing. We just have to check whether the number is completely divisible by 2 or not. That is the simple logic behind checking a number. So here we will have to write a program. What we will do is we use this modulo operator. We will use this modulo operator. Modulo operator will do what? It will give us remainder. Alright, it will give us remainder. So what we have to check, whether the remainder is 0 or whether it is not 0. Very simple. So here we'll use if statement. If a given number, it could be anything, number, is modulo 2. Okay, what does it mean? What does this signifies? Is number modulo 2. That is, suppose 10 modulo 2. What, as I said, modulo operator will give us a remainder. Okay, not quotient. Alright, we usually get confused within quotient and the remainder, but no, here this modulo operator will give us a remainder. Yes, this division symbol will give us a remainder, but will give us the quotient, but modulo will give us remainder. Okay, always remember this thing. So what we have to check, that whether the remainder is equals to 0 or not. So we simply use equals 0. That if suppose this whatever number is there, if it is divisible by 2, completely divisible by 2, that is the remainder is 0, then we just simply have to print that what the number is even. Alright, else we can say, we can just simply print the number is odd. Okay, so here we can use an input, that is we can say we will use this input operator. I'll teach you other further, but just understand the logic, what is happening here. Whenever we are learning programming, then we must understand, initially we must understand the flow of the program, right? Enter a number. Okay, so here what we'll do is we'll run this and we'll enter a number, for example 10. See, the number is even. We'll again run this, 11, the number is odd. So what is happening here? With the input operator, we can say operator or we can say function, we are entering a number from the user. Like in other programming language, for example, if we say C programming language, I think we take scanf to take input from the user, printf scanf. But here simply we have to use input so as to get any input from the user. Alright, I took this input, and what is this end here? Basically what happens is, whenever we use input function, it will consider the input as a string. Okay, we'll get it afterwards, just we must know what is happening here. Okay, just the input function is whatever input we are taking, the input function considers this number as a, not number, it will consider that this is a string. If suppose we don't put here int, okay, what will happen, let's see. If we don't put here int, alright, and if I entered a number, see, type error is there. Why is this type error? Because the input function thinks that this 11 is not a number, it is a string. That's why we are using here int. Alright, very simple. Sorry, we use here and then whatever value is there, okay, whatever value is there, this 11, it is going in this num is what? Num is a variable, and within this num what is happening here? 11, or basically we can say that 11 modulo 2 is happening, which is not equal to 0. That is why instead of jumping it here, it is going to else statement. Simple, it is like simple how the way we learn English, right? If this is true, then this will execute, else this will execute. Like we generally speak in English that if it will rain, I won't go outside, else I'll go outside. Simple decision making. The same way it is working, right? So it's a simple logic. If you want some more interesting video, you can please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.